Hi guys, welcome to Charities Bubble USA, your number one channel. I am here. I am here with my dearest husband. So today we are going to talk about something different, guys. But as usual, before we start, we want to thank you for watching our videos. We want to thank you for always supporting our channel. I want to be bringing Francis most of the time because most people have been asking about him. So today we're going to talk about different topics. And if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, kindly consider subscribing. If you're new here, my name is Charity Nganga. Charities Bubble USA. We are growing, guys. We are close to 8,000 subscribers. Like I said before, we want to go up to 10,000 and and go until our channel is big. Now Francis, your turn.
Yes, welcome to Charity Bubbles. I'm requesting you continue subscribing to Charity Bubbles. We appreciate for what you're doing, guys. You're so much welcome. We'll welcome you to this channel.
So today we want to talk about the person who has won the DV lottery. As if you read the banner there, it says the plan you must make before coming to the US, because you have to make this plan before you come to the US, because you don't want to be surprised. You don't want to come in and then you're like, oh, this is not what I expected. You don't want to come and expect like you're coming from a very a different environment, and then maybe you think that you're going to go to a different class, but then you find that you have to start from the beginning. So that's what we are going to talk about. And I like to have Francis here because I think his starting in the US was a little bit different from mine, because for me, when we came in, I stayed with the kids for a while, not for a while, like for a long time, I would say. And he had to go to work. He had to do all that. And then I just worked for a little bit and then I decided to go back to school. So we want to hear, I like to kind of interview him so that you can know what are some of the challenges or some of the things that you should be prepared when you have won your DV lottery, you have your family, or whether you are single. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So Francis, just tell us. I'm gonna ask you when you came in, when you were coming in, like when we had sold everything, and now we decided we were coming in. What were you thinking about?
Yes, my dear, when I was coming to US, I cannot say that I was empty-handed because I had some properties back home. I sold some of them, like so that I get the air ticket. And I was thinking where I'm going to start my life. So I had some money. It was not a lot. It was probably like 5,000 US dollars. It was not a lot of money, but it was not like I was empty-handed. So what I can tell you, my dear, when you are coming to America, it's like when you are going to Form 1. Do you know the American or the Kenyans people who live here in America? They tell you, my dear, or they tell you anything, and don't hesitate to call.
I'm a phone call away.
Yeah. That is something they are going to tell you when you come to America. But I can tell you, don't put that one in mind. Because they can tell you, when you miss something, just give me a call. If you try to call them, these people, you are not going to find them.
Voicemail.
So what I can tell you, when you are coming to America, it's good for you to have a plan. Remember, I told you when you are coming to America, your level of education, even if you have gone to universities or you have so many certificates, you just forget about it on your transit. So when you are in JKIA, remember it's like when you are in Form 1. I can give you a small story. When you are in Form 1, sometimes even you miss where your bed is. It doesn't mean that you are not in the same.
You don't know where your bed is.
Yeah, really? you don't know where your bed is because of that fear.
Yeah.
You know, people are being monorized. Like in my high school, people are being monorized. So sometimes I was going to the dormitory and I miss where my bed is. Imagine you are walking like this one and Joka, where are you going? Oh my goodness. Then oh my. So when you come to America, it's good for you to have a very good plan. Remember, you are coming here. Don't think that you are going to fight black people or or whatever. Let have your mind have you are coming to get white people. And these people, they are not of your race, not your religion, so you cannot rely on them. So it is good for you to have a very good planning.
So let's talk about like we were in business, like we were doing business. That's what we did. And you're coming on, of course. There was this thought of going to school. There is this thought of working. So what did you think that you were gonna do when you came to the US? What kind of job were you anticipating?
Me, I was for anything that can bring finance to my life. I told you when I was coming here, I had a wife and I have two kids. So my plan was not to go back to school. It's
like you had you decided, like, no, you're not gonna go to school?
Yeah, I was 100% decided that I'm not going back to school. Not because of the failures of the past, whatever, because I have a family. Remember, when you are a man back home, you need to be the breadwinner.
The provider.
The provider. So in my mind, I know I need to provide for this kid and my wife. Remember, I don't have the house. I have nothing. I remember we carried some stupid bags full of clothes.
No, they were not. They, like, remember, if you remember very well, and I think that's why we bought all those clothes, is because our first host, no, our host told us that we have to carry stuff, and all that, and I think that's why we were carrying. But if we had like someone who like very soon we are going to host someone, and the only thing that I can tell that person is just carry like
just
light.
one bag,
carry light, like, we had 7 bags, right?
Yeah, Ishan, oh my goodness. Even today I usually think about
even by the time I think we were coming on, remember when we were coming on, the bags were torn.
Yeah, because in the aeroplanes, like they are being thrown.
They were torn. So your first job.
My first job when I get was for the caregiving, and I was not being paid well because I was being paid the minimum wage of $80.
So, but you got your job very fast. I remember it was like a month into when we came in, you got your job.
Yeah.
So you are coming from the Kenyan currency, and now you're coming to the US dollar. When they said $8, like, what went through your mind?
I was calculating $8. That is 800. Like, it was not 100 by that time. It was probably 90 something.
Like 90 something, yeah.
So I was calculating each and every hour I'm getting probably like $700.
700 Kenya shillings.
700 Kenya shilling. So I was saying, this is enough for me. I don't need more than imagine.
So
back
that's what
home.
You thought.
Yeah, that was in my mind. So when I was getting like 700 shillings in an hour.
So you thought that was a lot. Let me take you back, because there's something else that I want to talk about. I remember when we came in the first day, you guys had to go to the store with our host, right? And you went and bought some milk and bread, right?
Yeah.
So at that time, because I remember, where did we change our money? Can't remember.
No, I changed my money in my bank back home.
Oh yeah, so we had dollars.
I had $100. Yeah.
So when you walked into the supermarket, and that's what I want. That's the picture that I want the people who are coming on to understand. That first day that we came in, I think we were here by noon, and you went to the store and you bought that milk and you bought the bread. Like what did you think about, like, buying, like, when you compared the money that from where you are coming from?
Think about it. Yeah. So we went to the store. Then from there, I bought one gallon of milk. It was costing probably $2.
What did you think about that $2? Were you thinking in dollars at that time or in shillings?
Do you know, when you think $2, it was like almost 200 shillings by back then. Then I said, one container is almost 200 shillings. Oh my goodness, I don't know whether I'll make it.
And that's the first day.
And that's the first day. And the bread was costing almost $1 and something. So it's 150 there shillings.
So you said that time you had.
And that's why I didn't buy a lot of stuff. That's why I did it, because when do you know, when you come in America, the Kenya minds is still in your mind. So even if you are paying $2, back home you are paying 200.
That's what is going through your mind.
Through my mind, yeah.
And that's the same like you said, is that when you got that job for $8, you thought that it was 800 shillings per hour.
Yeah.
So you thought that was a lot, right?
Yeah.
But you still worked on that job for close to 5 years, right?
No, 3 good years.
3 good years.
Yeah, 3 good
So
years.
what made you stay there and all that time, and how were you able to sustain yourself, pay your bills? Because I remember at that time I wasn't working.
Yeah. Do you know, in America, the good thing, when you work 8 hours, from 8 hours to another, you get more dollars on top of the $8
when you work overtime.
Or when you work overtime. Because when I was working overtime, every hour I was getting $12. So I have an extra, another $4 on top of what I was getting. So my aim was to work more hours so that I get more extra hours. Imagine in a day, sometimes I was working 24 hours because I was working in a sleep. Sleep is called a sleep home.
A sleep over home.
Sleep over home. So I don't have time to go home. So when I work for 8 hours, the one that I'm being allowed, then I work another 8 hours, I get $12. When I work another 8 hours, I get $16. That is what was pushing me to work more hours each and every day. By the end of the week, sometimes I was getting like almost $3,000 in after 2 good weeks. So I'm seeing this is a good progress. I cannot leave this job.
And that's something that is very, very important to talk about, because I see the people coming on, and then you get a job and you're making I know since COVID the pay rate has gone a little bit higher. And so let's assume like you're making the minimum wage, because what you are making at that point is the minimum wage here in Kansas, Wichita. And that person sticks there from the day one they came in and up to maybe like 30 years later or 20 years later. That's the same thing that they're doing. Do you think it's because you see like you're gonna work your regular hours, and then when you add more hours you're still gonna make overtime, and you feel like it's not important to progress or to do something else different, that you can work a few hours and make more money? Do you think that's where the discrepancy comes in?
Yeah. What I can advise people, when you come to America, don't get stuck of working extra hours in one job, because your mind is going to be tired. I told you, my dear, when I was working for more, when I was not coming home, sincerely, she is a witness that when I bought the first house, I stayed for 6 good months without sleeping in that house.
Yeah.
It's something I don't hide. I bought a house for the next 6 good months.
Yeah, he never slept there.
I didn't sleep.
Actually, you didn't sleep there because you were at Rescue, and then you left Rescue and went to do truck driving.
Yeah.
So you weren't, like, he was close to a whole year.
Yeah, I didn't sleep in my own house, but I was making money. So I want to encourage you, when you come to America, don't let your mind get stuck in one job.
Like you want to work and work and work and work and work.
Yeah, because you cannot progress. Because I can say it's like slavery. It's not real slavery, but it is slavery in your mind. Because when you work more, you get more. So you don't want to move to another position. You just want to remain that way. And that's why so many Kenyans, or the Africans, or the foreigners, I can say the foreigners, when they come to America, when they are being employed in one job, because these people, they know these people, they work like donkeys.
Yeah.
They continue working. They give me them tip. Remember, sometimes I was giving a small stuff, so that appreciation.
A card, yeah.
Yeah, card.
Yeah, do you want to come into work? You get a gift card.
A gift card.
Yeah, I know.
But I don't know whether what my mind was going on, because my mind was still to continue working.
Yeah, because and I think the danger in that and what I have seen is that the more you stay in the US is that the years are still progressing.
That's true.
And then your body becomes fatigued, you get tired. And as the years go by, you find that you're not going to be able to work all those hours when you are older. Like your body is going to refuse. And it's not hard work. It's not like you're going to the farm to go and dig and all that. But I think at some point you will not be able to do it.
Yeah.
And then at your sunset years, you will be struggling. You will go back to where you started.
Yeah, to where you
and that
started.
is where I think, and that's why we should talk about this and like just advise the people who are coming in. Like, you must have a plan when you're coming to live in the
That's
US.
true. That's true.
And it's not all about that you just came in and you just wanna work and work and work and work. You wanna, of course, you have to help your family members at home and all that, and that's fine, that's okay. But you still have to have something with your future.
Yeah.
Don't you think so?
Yeah, because as you continue working in one job, remember your minimum wage probably is $80.
Yeah.
Whatever
Or
you are
maybe
working,
$12
or
or
$12,
$15. Yeah, whatever.
whatever you are working extra, that is for your own strength. And remember the days they are going. Probably when I was coming to America, I was not yet 30. I was a bit young. So even if I work for 24 hours, it was norm for me because back home I used to work hard job. So when you come to America, it's good for you to continue progressing.
So let's talk about progress, because I received so many questions, and people are like there was this one who was asking me, like, at what age should you go to nursing school, or at what age should you do whatever? Do you think that age matters here in the US?
The age does not matter in America.
It doesn't. Yeah.
You can go back to school at any age. Like, if you don't have so many responsibilities in America, you can go back to school even at 50. Some people, they go back at school when they're 50 years old, and they become a nurse.
But is it only nursing? Because is it only nursing that you can do?
No. In America, you can go back to any field at any age. You go back to school, you get professional, and you're okay to go.
Even you can become even a plumber, whatever.
You can become a plumber, electrician, carpenter. You can do anything if you need to go back to school.
But what do you think most? And I'm not saying that it's a bad job, because I'm that's what I'm doing. It's my career to do nursing. Why do you think most foreigners, they are stuck into healthcare?
Because in America, healthcare.
Don't say that one. Do not say that one.
Let me preserve it. Let me preserve it. Yeah, like in healthcare, whatever you are doing, not so many Americans, even our kids, I don't know whether they can be able to do it.
Don't you think it's because of the money?
Not because of the money, because like the foreigners back home here, we are used of working a lot of, like, you can do anything back home. If you are getting something, you can do it. Even if it's to sell groundnut, you can do it. If you are getting money, you can sell egg. But when you come to America, most of them, they go to healthcare because the job is readily available.
Oh yeah, it is very readily available. Because and this is where I think it's important to talk about. Let's assume like you went to university, because there are some people who are like, oh, I have a degree, I have a master's, I have all that, and they filled out the green card lottery. Like this time, so many people filled out the green card lottery. So and most people, when you fill out the green card lottery and you're coming to America, there are two expectations. Number one, you expect that when you go to the US, you're gonna be rich, there's money everywhere, all that, and then your friends, your family members, they expect you to be at a higher position, so they expect you to give back, right? So that person, let's assume maybe you are a manager in a big company, or maybe you are like you had a good job. So when you come here, let's assume you are a manager in a bank, or maybe you are whatever you are doing there, but you had a higher position. Do you just come and you apply for the same position when you come here in the US?
You cannot get it. Remember, I told you the Kenyan education, or the or the African education, probably is Britain, France, all that is not being recognized in America.
So they only recognize the GED.
The GED. And the GED is like Form 4. Remember when you finish the high school, where can you be employed? Only in the store. Like in the supermarket, you are registered. So when you come to America, even if you have a degree of law,
you have to go back to school.
You have to go back to school.
Do some more classes.
Yeah.
And do the test.
And
that's the thing. Because, I was talking to this person, and then they were like, so I told them, and I think I did a video on that. So they said that they were doctors and whatever. But then I said, when you come, you still have to go back to school, and you do some more classes before you sit for the board and get certified. Of course, you can do it if you want to do it back where you are in Africa. You can do those classes and maybe challenge the board. It can be done online, and then you come here and get a job. But if you're practicing in another, like in Africa, do you just come here and then you go and you go and just become a doctor without doing the test?
No,
or whatever?
It cannot apply in America. I don't know whether the Americans, they don't value our education. I'm sorry, but
I don't think. What I think, and I think it's a good thing, and it's because they wanna be sure. You know what I mean? Like this person, when we when they are presented with the patients, they know what they are doing.
Yeah.
And I think even the systems here are a little bit different, because even when you go to do something, even when I go to work right now, and even if I wasn't a nurse back in Kenya, I can see the differences. I can see even because now, like in nursing school right now, most of the things that we study a lot, like there's a lot of theory and all that. So there's a lot of knowledge that you're getting. So I think they want to make sure that you know all that stuff. And even the English here, like even the English that's spoken here is a little bit different. So I think why for me, I don't think it's that they do not recognize. They do, but they want to take you back to school and ascertain that you really know what you're doing. You understand what I mean? Like that's how I see it. Because of course you'll do some. If you go and do some classes and you pass, there are some that they will you go at levels, because I've seen that. So maybe you can go and do math, and they say that you will start at intermediate. Or another one, they say they are not going to start an intermediate algebra. They will do the lower level. So I think that's how it is. But it's not that you're going to be a doctor or a manager, then you just come and continue with the same work. No, that one doesn't work here. It's not like that. You have to come and start at zero. Don't you think so? Yeah.
The other thing I can encourage people who are coming to America, either in Kenya or the African part or India, it's good for you to know how to drive.
Oh yeah.
Driving is very important. Very important.
Unless you're going to live in New York.
Yeah, in big cities where there is a train, but I don't think you can be able to afford to live in the New York if you don't have anybody who is hosting you, a good host.
Why?
Good host, because a small house in New York, when I was in New York, I think a house like a single, I can say it is a bed sitter back home, is costing almost $2,000.
Oh yeah.
So when you are starting a life in the New York or in Chicago, when I was in Chicago, life is very unbearable there when you are starting it, unless
you have a good host.
You have a good host. A host is being sent by God, not the host from the
just a host.
Just a host.
So, so what do you think about when you're choosing? Although right now they don't have a choice about the host, and it's the truth. They don't have a choice because of the Form I-34, the affidavit that the host has to sign, and of course the tax information, of which most people do not like sharing their information, right? So when you win your DV lottery, you don't have so many choices. You take what you get, like for now, because it is what it is, and it's good to talk about that. But which do you think is good to go to a bigger state or the smaller states when you come to the US?
I can encourage people, like if you win a green card, it's good for you to go in a very small town.
Like Wichita, Kansas.
Like Wichita, or you go to Illinois, interior Illinois, or Don't go to like in California. Don't go to San Francisco Bay. Yes, they are a big town, but you cannot be able to start life there.
You will, I think, but it's gonna be a little bit harder
It will
because
be
I think
harder.
even their wages are more higher.
Even if the wages they are more higher to
Mm.
get a house and the struggle you undergo before you become stable, I think it is good for you to start
Somewhere alone.
somewhere, then you move. It's like when you live in a rural area, then you decide to go to town. You are a bit stable. You believe in yourself.
And I think that's true because like if you come and live in Wichita, it's very easy for you to get a two-bedroomed apartment, which is gonna cost like $500-$600.
Yeah,
But you find that the same apartment, if you go for it in New York, it's gonna be like $3,000, three
yeah,
thousand
it's
five
very
hundred.
expensive, very
And of
expensive.
course, that's stuff. When you want to look at the rates, it's that stuff that you can look online and see. If
Yeah.
you know where to go, it's something that you can look at houses. And of course, there was this other person, and I want to ask this question, Francis, who was saying, what if I don't need a host?
My goodness. If you don't, the main thing why you need a host before you get into America, there is an envelope you'll be given from the embassy,
Mhm,
and you are not supposed to open it.
mhm,
That envelope, whatever you told them, is being recorded inside there, and they have the power to open it up.
mhm.
So when you are entering into America, they are going to know at which location you are going.
Mhm.
So you must have a choice
Of a host.
of a host.
Mhm.
Because when you are coming to America, it's not like you are coming to Nakuru to Nyahururu. You can go anywhere and you start life,
Mhm.
or you are
You can
from
even go to
Kampala,
Tanzania and
yeah,
you
and you
start
start
life.
life.
Yeah.
The main thing, the America, you cannot come and get a house.
Yeah, yeah. So are you gonna? Because there was this another one who was saying, what if I send you some money and you rent me a house and then I just come and live? I think that one could be very difficult. Don't you think so?
It's possible. Like me, I can let a house to somebody under my name.
Okay.
I use all my documentation to
Hmm.
rent that house.
But there's a but, because remember, when you are renting the house, you have to write down the tenants who are gonna be living in that house.
Yeah, I can let them, I'll be living with them.
Okay.
So when they come to America, I tell them, you'll be living in this house under my name.
Hmm.
And they must understand that.
Hmm.
If they cannot be able to pay, they are going to tell me upfront so
Hmm.
that I can be able to cancel that lease.
And then they can arrange
They
themselves.
can arrange themselves, because in America, everything is accountable to the one who is being recorded or being in the race.
Mhm.
So you can rent, if you are living in America and you are a resident there, you can be able to rent a house
Mhm.
to the people who are coming here for them to start. But remember, for the next 2 to 3 months, you are the one who will be paying the house because they don't have anything to pay the house, unless
Yeah,
they are rich.
and what I'm saying is that, and I think that still could be impossible. I'm not saying that there are not people who are extremely rich. I know that there are people who are extremely rich, but I still think that that is a little bit challenging, because that person has come in and they want you to rent them an apartment, right?
Mhm.
Uh if they want you to rent them an apartment, for them to go and stay there, they will need a ride,
Yeah.
right? They will need to be shown where the store is. They will need to be shown maybe where to take their kids to school, the
No,
first day of school,
no,
right?
I was saying like this, my dear.
Mm,
You can let the house for them,
mhm.
and you be their guide.
So you will still be their guide. So then
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
why,
yeah. You will be your guide.
but that, and then that's why then it's not necessary
Yeah,
for someone to think that they're going to rent a house, because the first month you will be 100% reliable on your host, whether you like it or not. Like, that's your host is what it's like. You cannot. I would say it's like you cannot exist without a parent, because even the people who come here for student visa, and that one is totally different. They have someone who guides them. They have a recruiter, and they come and they are guided until they get accustomed, right? So I don't see the point where someone would say, "Oh, what if someone sent the money and you rented the house?" No, that one wouldn't. It would work, yes, but it wouldn't be the best choice. Don't you think so?
It can work if you're a man, you're a hustler. Because when I came to America, I didn't rely so much with my host. Remember, I was walking aloud
I know, yeah.
and I used to have a bike. If you're a hustler, you can make it. Not all people, not all the
But you
men.
see, you still had to go. We still had to go under our host and
Yeah.
everything. So I think the best advice to tell them is that just go with your host, but think about getting a job very fast because it's very easy for you to get a job. Now, let's talk about some of the plans because we've talked about some of the things. So, like, what should be the mindset?
When you come to America, people they are going to tell you, don't get panic. We have food in the store. When you come here, try to organize yourself so fast. Now, when you come, you are getting your social is very fast. You get your ID. You know how to do before you come to America because you have like 2 to 3 months. Teach yourself how to drive if you don't know how to drive.
Oh yeah,
That is very paramount. Then you just when you come here, you know how because if you know how to drive, what usually changes is just the position of the driver.
Oh yeah, just
Back home, you sit on this side. When you come to America, you come to sit on the other side, just to familiarize yourself with small stuff. So when you get a job, don't go to work in the industries.
Why?
Because the industry you cannot be able to work overtime. And remember, you are starting. You have zero. And when you are starting, the money you get is very little because you don't have American education, you don't have connection. Everywhere, even in America, you must have a good connection.
What do you mean by a connection?
Somebody who can connect you to a good work. So,
but what about but you know the thing is, and it's unfortunate, and it's something that that happens, and maybe other people are like, I know, I don't know, but what if you fall into those people who even if when there's a job somewhere they can't tell you that there's a job.
That's what I'm saying, that you need to start with the caregivers. When you come to America, say that you want to be a caregiver. Anybody is going to help you. Don't say that you want to become a manager. You cannot get a manager job.
No,
even if you have been working in any bank, even if you have 4 degrees, just forget about it. Tell them
you can't come and
tell them you want to be a CNA, or you tell them you want to be a direct support. You are going to have a good start. Start low, then you climb a little, like the graph is going up this way.
So let's talk about the difference between two people. You're married, you have a family. You're not married, you just finished high school or you just finished university and you won your DV lottery. Like what challenges do you think married people face when they come to the US?
The married people, when they come to America, the first thing the biggest challenge they get, hawajuani. They don't know one another. I might use that word, hawajuani. Let me assume, my dear, when I married you, I took you to Gishagi or to the reserve. I didn't have good time to know you better.
That is, if you are not living together.
Yeah, if you are not living together. That's what I'm assuming. When I marry you, I just take you to stay in the rural area. I build a good house there with the tiles, with everything, with the bathtub. Then we, by good luck, I win a green card, or you win a green card. Remember, we have not been living together. So when you come to America, remember these people, they have been living I usually go there during the weekend or at the end of the month.
So they don't know each other.
They don't know each other.
That's true.
So when you come to America, remember you have 3 good months of staying together, one on one.
It's like, I saw this story and I was puzzled. I was like COVID came to help. So this person was saying that there is no one point that they were in the house like for a long time with the husband.
Yeah.
But when COVID came, they stayed for a whole year. So I think COVID was a wake-up call because most people who were married, they got to know each other. And then I listened to another one who said that when COVID came, And this is a bad habit that African men are, and forgive me, because you find that you have a wife and you have children, but then you don't want to live with your wife, you want to go and live with a girlfriend. So this lady was saying that when you go back home, because COVID, people were not working, and that girlfriend doesn't want you, and all that. So when you go back to your home, you'll find that the mattress that you were sleeping in is torn, and you didn't know whether it was torn. So, so if you are that distant, so when you come in, what you mean by knowing each other is that you really have to learn each other.
Yeah, you have to learn each other. Yeah. Mm-hmm. The main problem is because when you are waking up, imagine you don't have anywhere you can go, mm-hmm. You don't have a car, mm-hmm. So you just wake up, you eat breakfast, then you just stay at one. You don't, let us assume you don't talk much. Me and my wife, we talk much.
A lot.
We talk a lot. We can talk anything. Let us assume you can be married by somebody you have very little conversation,
and that's a risk. Oh my God.
Or somebody can tell you, where are my shoes? You just bring the shoes and you keep down, then you go. Are you getting the concept?
I know, and it's just bad.
Or you have somebody, he or she tell you, where is the toothpaste? Then the woman reply, did you buy it?
Oh
are you seeing this concept?
Rudeness.
Yeah, the rudeness. Uh-huh. When you come to America, things shape the third thing, they shape you. Mm-hmm. Because for the first almost 90 days, mm-hmm. you stay with your wife in the same house. Imagine you have nothing you can do.
If you weren't talking, there are those couples who don't have anything to tell each other.
So they get bored.
And I think, and what I can say, and this is, I think technology is bad and it's good, mm-hmm. because without technology, we could not be reaching you guys back in Africa. But I think the phones have made it worse. Because you can see the man has come in home, he's on his phone. And the wife is on his phone and the kids are on their phone. So there is no that interaction. It's not there. So you can imagine you were not having a communication before the phones, and now the phones are here. Like, when will you ever get to know each other? Like,
it's hard.
When will you ever? And it makes me sad, because I think when you're getting married, regardless of whoever you're marrying, it doesn't matter. But you have to have a way of communicating. You have to have some friendship. Because if you don't have that, you won't survive so much here in the US. Like, it's hard.
That's why so many
it's
people,
so hard.
When they come to America, they separate.
Oh yeah.
Because you find some very unique, small mistakes, stupid mistakes
that you did not know.
Like, you might find your wife does not like making bed.
Yeah.
Or you might learn that your wife does not brush in the morning, or mm-hmm. she doesn't take shower in the morning. Mm-hmm. But because back home, you are not so much close. When you ask her just a small thing, everything go up. Remember when Michelle Obama said, when these people, they go up, we calm down. When they go up, all that thing. Yeah. But remember, you are starting a new life in America. Yeah. You have nowhere you can go unless you walk to the park. Remember, you used to walk to the park.
Yeah, I remember those pictures we used to take when we were swinging on the swing.
That's what you can do in America, because you don't have a job.
At that time, you don't have a job.
You don't have a car. Mm-hmm. You don't have friends to hang up with. Are you seeing all that crap? Mm-hmm. So I can advise people, before you come to America, it's good for you to know one another well. Try to live together. Try to know who is your partner.
Yeah.
Because when you come here as a stranger, it's just for 2 months. And the one goes to the Seattle and the other one go to the New York.
And of course, the influence. It's good to talk about the influence, because the biggest population, guys, is the ladies. Like the women, they are more dominant than men. Mm-hmm. When you look at the population, the women are more like they are more many. This is what I can say. So you find that they're more independent. They've been here for so many years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, like all those so many years. And you've come in and you have those conflicts. And most of them are coming in because you don't understand each other. You don't know each other. So the culture here in the US is that there is a lot of what can I say, being independent and all that. So it's not going to be very hard. You won't talk to 2, 3, 4, 5 people without getting someone who is going to tell you that don't let that man tell you what to do. Like women have independence and all that. Like that's something that you have to be wary of. And that's why it's important, even after you get that green card, try to, if you aren't having that communication, try to work on it, because it's going to help you.
How can you break the...
Especially, you break that ice. You have to break the ice.
How can you break it if you don't talk? I just come
you
in the
have
house.
to, like, how can you be living in the same house and you're not talking? Like, whatever, just look for a way, because you have to find a way. Because at the end of the day, you're trying to build a family, you know what I mean? And if you're trying to build that family, and here is going to be both of you, like, US is different, guys. There is no your aunt that you're going to call, or your mother, or your sister. Because right now we are doing this video, it's 11:29 p.m. Is it p.m.?
Yeah.
Actually, it's 12:29. It's 12:30 a.m. in the morning. It's midnight. Right now, it's almost in the morning in Africa, right?
Yeah.
So, if I am not with Francis, I am at work, or I am in school, and that's it. If I go to see, maybe if I have a friend that I have to see, maybe I'll see my friend after 3 weeks or after 1 month. So it's just me and Francis and the kids. So if we are not having that conversation, then it's bad, guys. It's bad. So you have to work on that, because you don't want to, like, saying that coming to the US is what made my marriage get finished, because that happens a lot.
Yeah, so many people,
which is kind of sad. I find it very sad, very sad, because and the system here is different, because when you break up, the kids, it's kind of it's shared custody most of the time.
It's
so
a 50-50.
This weekend they are at your house, the other weekend they are at the other. Like, the kids are just everywhere, which is wrong. So that's something that you have to look at. What about our young people, the unmarried ones?
If you have not married and you're coming to America, be prepared for the worst.
Why?
Because there are so many people who are waiting you here in America.
Especially when you have those papers.
Especially when you have papers. Most people in America, they don't have papers. To me, they don't have papers. They don't have legal documents. And you just come here.
And we are not saying that because we have anything against them.
No, we are not.
We don't have anything against anybody who doesn't have papers or whatever. Actually, we don't know them.
Yeah, we don't.
But we know, like, it's all over whatever. Even when you read in the papers, you see it.
No, in Trump, when Trump was the president, he said more than 20 million people in America, they don't have papers.
And it's not only Africans.
Yeah,
no,
even Indians.
Even so many, everybody in the world, everybody.
And we are not proud to have papers. We are saying the truth.
It's just the truth. And, sometimes the truth hurts, but it is what it is. Yeah. Yeah.
When you come here and you are young and you have good papers, you find these people here, they don't have papers. I'm sorry to say so. They are not going to direct you in a good way.
Oh, no, they will not.
Because they know your destiny is in a green way.
And it's different.
So they might lead you into drugs very easily.
Not even that, or even like marriages that you didn't even plan for.
Yeah.
Like you will get into that trap very, very fast. Because number one, you came in, you're very new. This person, maybe they've been living here for like 20 years, whatever years. So they are established. Someone is driving a nice car. A nice car. Like for example, my car is really nice. It's really, my husband bought me a very, very nice car. So if I am myself, I know that I don't have those papers. And I've seen this young person, they have come in, and I have everything. I have a nice house. I have all that. So before they go to that job, CNA work or that whatever work, then I can take charge. But I'm trying to entice that person. And then you get, maybe you get married or whatever, and and then maybe later, maybe that person can get papers or whatever. But you find that at the end of the day, because it wasn't a marriage that was genuine, it's very, very easy for your heart to be broken. So you've wasted your time. You've helped someone, and it's not for a gain. Or maybe you have a child with that person, and then they decide, because they have gotten their documents, then they are leaving you, and then it's a tussle, it's all that tussle. You have to think about that, guys. Like,
the other thing is, like,
you have to think about that.
Is drug and alcohol.
Oh yeah, that's another thing.
Like, most people here, they drink a lot, and most of them, they're in drugs because of drinking so much.
I think it's because the beer is so cheap.
It's
Beer
not
and
affecting
wine.
them. So they take hard drugs. Like, remember, one time I went to do a job with another guy, a Kenyans. We find the chocolate bars in the fridge. Do you know the chocolate bar back home? You find some, like somebody have kept like 10 chocolate bar in the fridge.
Oh, you think it's just chocolate?
You just think it's just chocolate. Imagine I eat just a piece of a candy, like not a big one. Then I become even I was not knowing who I am. Then the other guy, he ate like 7 pieces of these candies.
And nothing happened to him.
No. We stopped working. Then the owner came and said, "Guys, I know you have eaten my candies." He went to the store. He went to the store. He brought us some drink. We drink. Then after sometimes we are okay. Let us assume you come here, you are a young guy. Then you get into this group. You know, back home, if somebody give you a candy, it's a candy. Back here in America,
you cannot trust the candy. Even the Halloween candy, we have to check it.
You cannot trust the candies because these people, they are weird. I can say they are weird. It's not like back home. Like here in America, you cannot go to somebody's fridge or somewhere else, then you make your own tea. You don't know what is inside that tea.
No, you don't. Especially like unless you know like each other very,
very well.
You don't just do that. Yeah.
So if you are young and you are coming to America, you must know the group you are getting in.
Oh yeah.
Don't come here like a fool or like a goat. Do you know sometimes the goat move to each and every position?
I know. A sheep.
Like a sheep. So when you come here and you are young, either you are a girl or you are a boy, know the group. I am not telling you to go to school, but first of all, establish to yourself.
Yeah.
So that even if you want to go back to school, you know you have the light.
Yeah, because even if you come with a green card, you cannot just come and go to school.
Yeah.
You'll have to work a little bit, get your own apartment, and just settle, and then you go to school. But you gotta be careful because these are some of the things that you won't find be talked about. You know, people are not gonna talk about this stuff because like sometimes we are so much worried about talking the truth because we fear like maybe we are going to hurt other people's feeling or what people are going to think about. But at the end of the day, what makes me very sad and what makes me like just talk and the way I see stuff is someone coming on, you came with a green card, you came with a good family, your kids and everything, and at the end of the day, 5-6 years down the line, you're divorced. I know there are some marriages that are toxic, and I understand that. But if it's something that is because of so much influence and pressure and because of some things that can be solved, I think that should not happen. Or maybe you see someone is very young, they've come into the US, and maybe they came even with a student visa or whatever, and they did not get a benefit. I think that is sad. Or maybe you see someone came in, they were very young, 20 years down the line, they're still where the same apartment where they were. Does that happen?
The main problem is the group. Here, the group, they are very influential.
Because there's something else that really happens, and you find that people like are in clusters.
Yeah.
Because you find that, like, for example, maybe I can have like 5 friends or whatever, and we have we like, when you go to work, you choose the schedules that you want to work. So we decide that we'll be off like this kind of weekend. All of us will be off. So that's when we go out, we party, we do all that. And it's not bad to congregate, it's good. But look at the friendships that you are joining. You'd rather be by yourself instead of like joining, they're good people, they're good, genuine people here in the US, yes. But still there is that crowd that you have to be wary of. And they are not labeled like whatever, no. But maybe they are successful, but they are looking for company.
Yeah.
And that is where like you might lose your steps. So you must have a plan. And that was like the main theme of this video, that you must have that plan, because you don't want to come in and wish that you never came.
Yeah.
Did you see that story of that lady who went back to Kenya after so many years, and she was living in a very deplorable condition?
Yeah.
I think that's very sad.
Not even that one. I have so many other friends who are even professors.
And it's even easy to be homeless.
Yeah, but I have a guy who have like two masters.
Mhm.
He doesn't have anywhere to sleep. He is a drunkard. Even if you give him like how much, it's not enough for him.
Mhm.
Even I feel for that guy because he speaks my own language.
So that's so sad. Is he the one who was saying that you met at the dump site?
Yeah,
Mhm.
the guy have a master's, but sometimes even I give him some clothes. But imagine the people back home there, they know that you came here for further education.
And you don't even have a home
And
to
you
live
don't
in.
have a home that is so bad. Like when you come here, it is good for you to know your group. Better you live alone. Like I don't know what can I can say about it. But when you come here, it is good to, for you to know which group, because people here they just drag one another like kids. If you're not coming to my party, you're not afraid to me
Or I'm not
anymore.
gonna come to your party.
Yeah, I'm not. You know, like how I see my kids, they see I'm not talking to you anymore.
Yeah.
That's how American they behave, the
The
foreigners.
foreigners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you come here, don't get like being getting this small.
Be wise
Yeah, be wise on what you are doing, so that you can be able to achieve. You help yourself.
and help your family members
Yeah.
because it's very very important.
Yeah.
So Francis,
Mm.
what can you say like as a parting shot?
Be wise when you come to America,
Hmm. And
and
make a plan.
be very hardworking. Don't, you know, when you come here, people they are going to tell you don't work so much. You are not a slave. Don't
You're
listen to this.
helping the
Yeah,
kid, the whatever.
the government. You are making the black kids to go to school. No,
No,
don't listen to this
don't listen
voice.
to that.
It is good for you when you come to America. Put some
Earbuds.
earbuds in your ears and be focused. People they might tell you that you're working so hard. Don't listen to them. People might tell you are not you are trying life you have tried before and they didn't succeed. You are not on their shoes.
No, you're different,
You are different.
and you came here with a reason, a
Yeah.
purpose.
So when you come to here to America, know that you are not coming to fight us. Like half a mind that you are coming to fight white people, and don't have the mind that you are going to be helped.
By your own fellow
Yeah. Do you
people. Yeah.
know some people they have like they want to keep their hearts open like this one so that each and everybody come and put a
Poor.
dollar, a dollar. And no, when you come here to America, be determined to work and get your own coins. So guys, be focused. Don't look at your wife, whatever. If she doesn't pay the bills, continue paying the bills. God is going to pay you hard. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because remember when people they come here, they tell the other people, they tell your wife, no, be keeping the money for yourself.
That's wrong.
Let the money pay, do this and if your money now, pay the house bills and tell God to help you
Hmm.
and you be focused in your life.
Yeah, so guys, I hope that this video is going to help each and every one of you. It's a long one, and I hope that you watch it from the beginning to the end. There is always so much to learn from this channel. And if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, kindly consider subscribing. Thank you, and God bless you.